Hello everybody, Neil here from the Four Corners, and welcome to a video talking about everything we know so far on the topic of the great water serpent Wojira!
Wojira?
I thought this video might be useful because every mention of Wojira leading up to the island since Seabound has not released yet. It's been very discreet. We've had a mention in Season 8, there's been one in Season 11, and it's all very secretive. Wojira's story from the island episodes was fairly straightforward, but when they describe the story of Wojira, you don't feel like a pretty groundbreaking piece of Ninjago lore is being passed on. It's more like Chief Mamad is just giving a speech and then some golden information is being dropped in the middle here and there. So that's why I wanted to put everything together and get a solid idea of Wojira from the beginning to almost the future, or at least what we know of it so far. Talking about Wojira's past is very interesting because it involves the first Spinjitzu master. So when the first Spinjitzu master created this realm, Ninjago, he accidentally created Wojira as well. The whole core idea of Ninjago is that no matter how bright the light is, there will always be some type of shadow somewhere. So when the first Spinjitzu master created this realm, there was always this shadow called Wojira. It looks like to make sure that Wojira never really reappears again, the first Spinjitzu master gives one of the amulets that powers Wojira to the keepers of the island, and these seem to be the first beings that inhabited the island of Ninjago. The keepers and Wojira, they existed before the island of Ninjago was created. It was kind of when only the ocean was made when the first Spinjitzu master was making this realm. I don't know why the first Spinjitzu master didn't just destroy the second amulet of the storm. It was like he purposefully wanted some cool seasons of Ninjago in 2021, so he realized, I don't want to keep Ninjago safe, but I want to keep it entertaining for sure. But putting all that aside, now that we've finished the past, let's talk about some Easter eggs that Ninjago's had about Wojira in the past. So back in Season 8, we got the first mention of Wojira, or Wojira. It was kind of inconsistent back then, and Nia said that there was a storm spirit as the Destiny's Bounty sailed into what we now know as the Storm Belt. Back then it wasn't purple lightning, but that just might be an inconsistency issue, more or less a actual different location that the bounty went to. We also got another mention of Wojira. Now for the first time we're calling Wojira Wojira now, so maybe Nia just read the paper from that Storm Spirit album wrong and the name was actually Wojira. The cool part about the second mention of this great water serpent in Season 11 was that it was mentioned in the Neverrealm by Sorla, the leader of the ice villagers. And it's crazy because how does she know who Mala Wojira is? She thought that Mala Wojira was a spirit in the snow, so their definition of Mala Wojira was different. But maybe the first Spinjitzu master had been there and he needed something to stop the water serpent, so the rumor somehow spread that the first Spinjitzu master was there and the Wojira name started to spread as well. So somehow this name has spread to the Neverrealm. We don't know how, and I'll leave all the crazy theorizing to you in the comment section down below. Since we talked about the past and all of the Easter eggs we know so far about Wojira, it's time to talk about where is the water serpent now and what are the ninja doing with it. So far in the island, we've seen 5 seconds of footage of the water serpent sleeping down in the deep. There is an amulet on its forehead and it looks like it needs another one on its belly to be fully powered. Looking at where Seabound is going, it looks like that storm amulet is gonna reunite with the Great Devourer 2.0 once again, and a lot of bad things are going to be unleashed upon Ninjago. So that's pretty much where everything is currently. Speaking of Season 15, this is how the preliminary set image looks of the Wojira build. We're getting a cool water serpent. I'm really happy that we're getting a Wojira in the first place, and it definitely looks like a cooler Great Devourer. I'm really sorry, Great Devourer. I have a lot of nostalgia for it and everything, but Wojira is like 10 times cooler. Finally, almost wrapping up this video, we have to talk about the future of the water serpent. So there's a lot of leaks that tell us that when Wojira is unleashed, she unlocks a giant storm upon Ninjago, an infinite storm which floods the whole city. We've seen the flooding in the back of the Ninja Sub Speeder box art, so all of that is adding up, as well as a octopus lady who seems to be on Wojira's side. There's also a leak that says that the Vengestone buyer has something to do with capturing Wojira and trying to contain its power, but that leak doesn't seem too true. It's a little bit sketchy, so just bear that in mind as you hear it. But with that final note, that does wrap up this video talking about everything we know so far on the great water serpent Wojira. It's definitely one of the biggest serpents we've seen alongside Klaus's pet snake and the Great Devourer, and I really like these giant serpents. This one's easily the coolest though. It has the best color scheme, the build in the set looks pretty cool, and as for a story, this one seems like it has the most interesting one. Let's just hope that the writers don't waste something so amazing like this. Thank you for watching a Seabound Thoughts and Opinions video, and as usual, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!